Tidur malam minum es teh 1 gelas. Ingat mantan punya juga berkelas. Dingin malam semakin suasananya ganas. Kutukan
I wanna stay up all day and all night. Yeah, you got me singing like, ooh, I love it when you do it like that. And when you're close up, give me the shivers. Oh baby, you wanna dance till the sun.
At kung tayong dalawa ay tumanda, hindi pong tayo'y sobrang bagal na. Aalalayan kita, di ka hahayaang magdapa. At sa gabing nilalamig ka na, yayakapin kita.
Baby, who cares? But I know you care. Bring it over to my plate. You don't know what you do. Eat to me. Your body lightweight speaks to me.
The man here is 47-year-old Bo Soon Ho, a Malaysian national who was convicted of murder after the body of 28-year-old Zhang Hua Xiang was found in his bedroom. This is the house at Circuit Road where the murder took place, and this is him getting arrested. The pair met in 2011 while working as part-time food servers at Marina Bay Sands. Mr. Bo had considered her as his girlfriend, as they had went out several times before, and he would always pay for her food and shopping. However, they were never intimate, and Mr. Bo had never formally asked her to be his girlfriend. In fact, there was one occasion where Mr. Bo had asked her to marry him, to which she remained silent and did not give an answer. After some time, Mr. Bo noticed that Zhang was pulling away and avoiding him. This is when he decided to spy on her. In 2016, on the 18th of March, Mr. Bo waited at the void deck of Miss Zhang's flat and saw her getting into a taxi with another man. He became extremely jealous and wanted to confront her. A few days later, on the 21st of March, he invited her to come to his place for lunch. After lunch, he tried to have sex with her, but she rejected his advances, saying, "Crazy, go away," in Mandarin. 10 minutes later, he forced himself on her again, putting an arm lock around her neck and grabbed her chest. But Miss Zhang put up a fierce struggle and managed to break free from him. Mr. Bo became increasingly frustrated and confronted her about the man he saw her with. She told him that the both of them had already gone out several times and had done many other things besides kissing. On hearing this, Mr. Bo became furious. He took a bath towel, looped it around her neck, and pulled until there was no sign of life. Now that she could no longer resist him, Mr. Bo felt that he could do whatever he wished. He carried her body to his bed, took off her clothes, and took many photos with his phone. He then licked her corpse with his tongue and tried to have sex with the body. However, according to news reports, he could not sustain an erection. Mr. Bo knew he needed to escape and decided to flee to Malaysia. He texted his landlord, saying that he would be vacating the bedroom within the next few days. He then packed his clothes before spending the night sleeping beside her body. The very next morning, he kissed her on the forehead and told her to rest in peace. He then entered Malaysia through the Woodlands checkpoint and took a taxi to his younger sister's home in Malacca. That same evening, his landlord, Mr. Chai Yong Seong, entered the apartment to check on it and noticed that the lights and air conditioner was still turned on in Mr. Bo's room. When he opened the door, he saw someone lying on the bed, covered under the blanket, and assumed that it was Mr. Bo sleeping. Mr. Chai then left for dinner and returned later as he was worried about Mr. Bo. When he entered the room, he called out Mr. Bo's name to try and wake him up, but there was no response. He pulled the blanket away and saw a body of a woman in the bed. Mr. Chai immediately reached for his phone and called the police. On the 4th of April 2016, Mr. Bo Soon Ho was arrested by the Royal Malaysian Police and brought back to Singapore the next day. During the trial, Mr. Bo described in graphic detail the acts he carried out on Miss Zhang after strangling her. He said he did it out of curiosity because he had never seen her naked body before. On the 8th of February 2020, Bo Soon Ho was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment. For other heinous crimes like this one, listen to Heinous, an Asian true crime podcast, now available on Spotify.